Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 3 in my 6-part series on healing and living with purpose. I hope it's starting to take you on a bit of a transformative journey from surviving toxic situations to living life with intention and purpose. And I will leave the link to episodes 1 and 2 in the description box below. In today's episode, I want to talk about rewriting the story and reclaiming your voice. The theme for today is moving from victimhood to authorship. And welcome anyone new here. My name is Annemarie. I help people heal from life to reclaim their power, to reclaim their inner light. If you want to work with me one-on-one, my details are also in the description box below. So, have you ever felt like you're living someone else's life? Like somewhere along the way your voice, your real voice, got buried underneath all the noise? I'm sure a lot of us have. So I know I have. So let me tell you how I found my voice again. And that was by rewriting the story. Growing up, even though I wasn't always the most quiet one, I gradually lost my voice. Not because I didn't have any things to say, but because I learned early on that being agreeable, a people pleaser, an overgiver, meant being safe. I picked up on the unspoken rules, and I'm sure many can relate to this, especially the older ones. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. Children were meant to be seen and not heard. Don't rock the boat. Don't ask questions. It's rude to ask questions. Don't be too much, too emotional, too opinionated, too real. So I learned to shrink myself, to fit into spaces that weren't made for me. I played roles that were never mine. And over time, I forgot my own voice, what my own voice even sounded like. Has that ever happened to you? When you realized that you're living a life you didn't, a bug. That you realized you were living a life you didn't actually choose? No, you're not alone in this, okay? There's this thing we do, all of us, where we inherit stories from our families, our cultures, our society, our schools, our friend groups, media. We absorb them like sponges. Success looks like this. And if you're outside that box, you don't fit in. You don't belong. You're not good enough, not ready enough, just not enough, period. People like you can't do that. Who do you think you are? And before we know it, we're living inside a story that someone else wrote. A story that limits us, that contains us, and that edits us down. I was living in one of those stories for a long, long time, full of chapters that didn't reflect who I was, what I wanted, or what I needed. I remember thinking many times, is this it? Is this what my life is supposed to be? Surely there has to be more. And that question, or those questions, that quiet little rebellion was the beginning. But of course, that didn't happen overnight. Rewriting your story never does. It can take years and many painful lessons before we get it right. And then we've got to keep tweaking it, because that's life. Life keeps changing and we need to keep flowing with it. But it starts with small things. Self-reflection, self-exploration, research. I've done so much research in my life. Trying different things. Being open to learning and upgrading and shifting my own perspective. in the form, and I did it in the form of journaling, writing. People write songs, I wrote poetry. I even wrote and published 2 self-help books and produced a meditation CD, all in the name of learning and growing and sharing. Saying no when I really meant no, and learning to stay silent when others refuse to accept that. Saying yes to things that scared me, but also lit me up. At first, it will feel awkward, even selfish, to prioritize your own voice, your own needs, to speak your truth without shrinking it for other people's comfort, to stop performing and start being. And the more you do it, the more you will remember who you truly are, underneath all the layers. And slowly, your voice, your courage will come back to you. Maybe not the loudest voice, maybe not the most polished, but yours. And it starts with one tiny baby step, and another, and another, and another. Reclaiming your voice isn't about speaking louder. It's about speaking truer, with honesty from your heart. It's having the courage to say, this is my story. I get to write it. I get to change the plot. It's allowing you to take up space even when your hands are shaking. It's forgiving yourself for all the years you stepped aside for someone else's story. And it's choosing to begin again as many times as it takes. Some people won't like the new version of you, which is really the original you, rising. The one who sets boundaries, the one who's not so easy to control or predict. And that's okay. Let them not like you. Because the people who are meant for you, they'll love the sound of the real you. Even when it's messy, even when it's still figuring itself out. And if you're watching this and something inside you is nodding like, yes, that's me, I want you to know it's never too late to change your story. I'm 65, almost 66. I am proof that you can restart at any age from scratch. And yes, it's painful. Yes, it's frightening. And yes, it's liberating. Because finally, I get to follow my own heart. And that's a really special place to be. And I've earned it. I've worked really, really hard. So here's how you can start rewriting your story. 1, get curious. Ask yourself lots of questions. And you can start with something like, what story have I believed about myself that's not true? Whose voice is running the show in my head? Is it mine? Journal it. 2, speak with honesty from your heart, even just to yourself. What do you want? Not what they told you to want. What do you want? If you were a people pleaser, it may take you a minute to work out what you really want. So be gentle and patient with yourself. Number 3, do one small brave thing every day. Speak up. Create something. Say no with a loving heart. Say yes with a loving heart. Anything that honors the real you and anything that stretches your comfort zone. And number 4, repeat. Reclaiming your voice isn't a one-off event. It's a lifelong journey a lifelong practice. So like washing your hair, lather, rinse, repeat, lather, rinse, repeat. You know, I will never stop rewriting my story, or rather tweaking it. Yes, there are chapters I wish I could erase, absolutely. But those chapters, as painful as they were, made me who I am today. Stronger, wiser, more content. Plus, they brought me here. And here is always a good place to begin. And as long as I can breathe, I will begin again and again and again. So wherever you are in your story, the beginning, the messy middle, or the part where you're finally starting to shine, just know your voice matters, your truth matters, and you have a right to take the pen back and write a story that feels like home. And if this spoke with you, let's do this together. Drop a comment below, share your story, or just say, I'm ready to reclaim my voice. So see you in the next episode, which will be on living light and letting go with intention. Love you.